Jackie Lansdale is the president of the Red River United Teachers Union. Hey, Miss Jackie, how you been? Thank you for taking time with us.
I'm great. How are you?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the assumption that you think that teachers need raises. Given the fact that the governor, we don't have any money, we need to raise taxes. Louisiana is approaching a fiscal cliff. Is this call for teacher raises, is this ill-timed?
Well, the fact is, it's called supply and demand, and the most critical factor in raising student achievement, which is the calling card, student achievement, is the quality of the educator in the classroom. If you don't have a quality educator in a classroom, if you don't have 100% fill rate, then you obviously, as I go back, supply and demand, you're not paying enough for that person to do that job.
Jackie, there have been teacher actions in several states, Oklahoma, Kentucky, West Virginia, and they've had positive results for teachers in those states. So now the Louisiana Federation of Teachers is surveying all teachers across the state to see if they'd be willing to stage such an action. Is that how you interpret this?
No. What they are doing is asking some very compelling questions. Nobody's saying that anybody's going to create any type of job action, and every district's different. So that's really what that it was important to ask, because we know that there has not been any state pay raise, and the fact that the MSP, which is how we fund our districts from the state, has not seen any positive growth. And you layer on that many other factors that and most of them have come from the state legislature, not our local districts. Then what they were looking for and what we were looking for is to really take the temperature.
On your side of the argument, Louisiana, teachers are underpaid compared to states across the South. Yes.
Well, we were quite pleased that we had reached the Southern average. And now we have slipped because there's been no positive growth. It's constantly a moving target.
One of the questions on this Louisiana Federation of Teachers survey, Jackie Lansdale, we're talking to you, you're the Red River United boss, says regarding teacher salaries, when they're asking teachers, what are you willing to do about it? What do you anticipate hearing from teachers on that question?
Well, we are still getting survey results in, and I'm going to be very interested to hear that. In Caddo, we came back last year with a 5% increase. Typically, when you see people walking out, it's because people are not listening. And quite frankly, in that aspect, Caddo listened well. Now, when you talk about our state legislators, they are pretty tone deaf. And so, I think we're dealing with two different elements there.
I'm looking at the email you sent to Erin. She forwarded to me, and it has all of those questions teachers are being asked. And a bunch of them have to do with, would teachers be in favor of tax increases at every level, state and local? Does the possibility exist in your minds, in teachers' minds, that maybe the state has enough money, that local governments have enough money, and the way they handle their current funds is they're just not handling it well?
Well, what I look at is the industrial tax exemption is the perfect example of that. It's pretty audacious that, we would, to go to the public and say, give us, please provide more funding, whenever on one hand we're asking for that, and it's not us, it would be our local board would have to initiate that, and on the other hand be giving money away to industries. No other state does that. In Caddo Parish alone, with the industrial tax exemption, we were giving away $18 million. Well, we're a C district. What could you do? You want us to move that, and you should. But what could you do with $18 million? Well, quite frankly, you could fund pre-K education across the board. You could put the 4x4 block schedules back in high school. You could do more with the TAP program, which is the teacher advancement program, that we have a piece of one in some schools, but it's actually proven to be very effective, not only in providing salaries for high performing teachers, as well as schools. And, we can do all those kinds of things. So if you want to move from a C to an A, you have to invest in that. when you look at an A district, typically that's because you have a community that's invested in that. You don't give away money.
Let me ask you, Jackie, another subject. House Education Committee has okayed the plan to require 30-minute recess breaks for students. The Principals Association is opposing it. What about your group?
Well, we actually wrote a resolution that came out of Caddo that actually went to the national organization and was approved before that body. And we are strong proponents that the research shows the American Pediatric Society that children need recess. They need that, and I'm not talking about PE. I'm talking about unstructured, unfettered play, where they learn how to they decompress. They learn how to behave. It's kind of like you see a kitten or a puppy. Because they're learning to be grown people, and children need that, and they especially need it in the morning. Before before they even go to their lunchtime, and so we're strong proponents. The problem that we run into is you cram test. So where do you put recess? So you got one pie. How do you carve it up? So I think that's the question du jour. What does the legislature want to do? That do they want to back off this incessant, ridiculous amount of pressure towards standardized testing that, quite frankly, is not healthy. So we don't want children giving up their lunchtime, and we watch that. Oh, you have no idea. If I get any type of report whatsoever about a child not getting enough seated lunchtime, on the phone I am to the superintendent and immediately addressing it. At Caddo Parish, that parish stays on top of recess and that kind of thing. So that because we're here. I can't say for other districts, but I am going to say two things. Recess, I can't even begin to express that for you. And it shouldn't be used as a punishment. And it shouldn't be used as take it away so you can test them more. And the fact is, where do you get it? Where do you get the time?
It's a big debate. Maybe it'll make it to the House floor. We'll see. Jackie Lansdale, head of the Red River United Teachers Union, thanks for your time.